What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today's video, we're going to talk about the deadliness and the dangerousness of doing time in California state prisons. You know, last night somebody asked me, is there a difference between being on a level 2 or 3 or 4? Of course there is. Can you lose your life on any level in the California Department of Corrections? Absolutely. Absolutely you can. The degree in which politics are pushed is different on the different levels, but whatever faction you're under, you're going to be pushing those, you're going to be living under the politics of your group. But if you're in a place where people are going home in a year, 6 months, they're not as likely to want to kill you over an infraction as a level 4. Now, it seems as though in the last, little while, I'm probably wrong, but it seems as though we're seeing a murder every week or two in the California Department of Corrections. Now, why is that? Why are there so many murders occurring? Well, I want to go back to a video I did a while back. I did a video and there was, different content creators of different ethnicities, even Northerners, made their response videos. And I'm gonna go back to that video. When I said, in my opinion, Southerners do the roughest time in the California Department of Corrections. And people were saying, oh, you guys got all the numbers. How hard? You guys don't understand. All of these murders that are happening, what nationality, what faction are the majority of those victims from? Southerners and then whites. Southerners and then whites. If you are a Southerner in the California Department of Corrections, Southerners do not outnumber the black factions. Southerners might outnumber like the Kumis or maybe the Crips when you're talking about faction to faction, but it doesn't work like that. The entire black population outnumbers the Southerners. So just to put that out there. But as far as all the raza factions, absolutely, the Southerners outnumber them vastly. And because of that, they're so busy politicking on each other that's when dead bodies occur. Now, it used to be, and it hasn't changed, but it used to be where if you're going to do a pegada, if you're going to hit somebody, you're going to move on somebody, when you were getting schooled, if you were schooled by somebody who was a straight gangster, they're going to let you know, hey, Holmes, everything you do, all the work you do in here, no matter what you do, is a representation of you. How you interact with people, how you talk to people, how you conduct yourself, and how you do your jale, how you do your work, how you put in work. It all goes into who you are behind those walls. And it speaks to how far you can get behind those walls if you have other aspirations. So I'm saying that because when somebody does a hit, whoever's on that yard with you, you're gonna be doing time with that dude forever. So 10 years from now, you do a shitty jale, and then you wind up on the yard and you want to be this tough guy. There's gonna be vatos that be like, hey, remember when he scratched that vato 10 years ago? Check him out now, eh? He met a couple people and he's a tough guy. Think he knows how to stab anybody yet? That conversation will happen. And those vatos probably will be the ones plotting on you. because they don't respect your gangster, because according to how they put in work, you ain't up to par. So you have nowadays where everybody is on the yard. You do a pegada now, you do a hit, you put in work. Depending on your aspirations, your work is going to go a long ways now. Because, see, the people that you need to impress are there to watch it. And they're hard men to impress. Before they came out, it was, and it's not their fault. Let me make that clear. It's people trying to impress them. That's what it is, right? Before it was, when you hit a motherfucker, take him to the dirt because they're going to charge you anyway. So it came from Pelican Bay. I told that story. Before it was, you hit a dude, and if you can, and you know you hit him good and you can get away, get away. Pelican Bay, every inch of the yard is on video. You do a jale, you do a pegada, you hit somebody, whether they live or die, the cops say, the sergeant's going to get on his mic and say, review the tapes. If 7 Block is the camera that got it, 7 Block's going to tell him, go to 7 Block. He's going to go up there. He's going to press play. They're going to rewind it. They're going to have it already rewound and right on spot. So when the sergeant goes up to the tower, he looks at the video. He sees who the assailants are, comes out and goes straight to him, cuff up. There's no getting away. Those vatos left the shoe, went to New Folsom, went to High Desert, went to Salinas Valley, went to these 180s, and they took that mentality. I'm not trying to get away with it. I'm going to get charged anyways. That boosted the murder rate. And, a lot of times the CDC will do certain things thinking that's helping security, but it's making things more violent. I've seen dudes from out here. I see these videos that pop up, and they show the faces, they show the pictures of somebody whose life was taken behind the walls in California, right? And then they'll show the pictures of the guys being charged with, the alleged attackers being charged with taking that life, right? I'm going to tell you guys right now. I've seen about 4 or 5 dudes that I was on a yard with, or I was in the oil with, at Sag, Shoe. Dudes that I personally knew. Charged with these hot ones, right? And they did pegadas, they did hits while I was there with them. I saw them in action back then. But nowadays it's like, and so you guys know, as many hot ones as you're seeing, there are stickings, there are Southerners getting whacked across the state, not on the same yard. Across the state, there's Southerners getting whacked every single day. I'd bet my life on it. You're not going to hear about all that because the CDC is they're having a PR nightmare. This is public relations nightmare. But it goes back to what I was saying the other day. It's a public relations nightmare, but it's falling right into the lap, and it's playing right into the plans of the California Department of Corrections that want to slam men down again. They spend so much money building Pelican Bay. They don't want that money going to waste. Matter of fact, if it was up to them, they'd build a newer one and house people there. They don't like losing in court to convicts. Believe they are looking, they're plotting, they're trying to figure out, how do we get Not only the guys that were back there before, how do we get those guys? They're thinking, how do you get those guys back? But now, let's slam all of them. Let's use the violence that is occurring for the reason why. But it's not going to work that way. Because I would hope that the lawyers for the convicts, if this push ever comes and they really get to pushing hard, that the lawyers for the convicts would say, maybe if they offered more incentives to program, maybe if they had better paying jobs. Come on, $100,000 to house an inmate, where's that money going? Boost up the pay rates. Have more pay numbers. I remember working in a kitchen and there's like 15 dudes on the crew and 6 pay numbers. And the highest pay number was like 35 cents an hour. Most of the crew is working for free. So it isn't slamming people down and treat them like animals. It's treat them like human beings. You know, people laughed at the prison land thing. I don't. You know, I told a story last night on the live about an older homie, OG, that started doing time in the 70s, telling me there's a place for everybody in prison. California is a place for everybody. If you're a killer, they got a place for you. A gangster, they got a place for you. A punk, they got a place for you. So start fucking putting out more programs, more incentives. The people that fuck it off for themselves, let them fuck it off for themselves and send them to a place where all the guys that want to fuck shit off can fuck it off with each other and fuck each other off. Not everybody wants to fuck themselves off. As people age, it's common knowledge. As people age, they become more mellow. As you age, you start to acknowledge your mortality. Doesn't make you a punk. You can't deny the fact that when you were young, you could get into some shit and not even feel sore the next day. But if you bump into the wall, you fucking feel like you got jumped. Can't deny that. But anyways, I don't want to go too long. I don't want to ramble too much, get caught up in the weeds. But that's my opinion, man. The CDC is allowing opportunities for people to be the animal the CDC needs them to be. And those that choose to want to be animals are aspiring to be something else. And so in that aspiration, they want to build a resume. They want to build a reputation that is undeniable. That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love, man. I'm out of here.